Hello, everybody. Man, my music is loud. I gotta admit, guys, we have some serious stuff to go over. Nothing too crazy. But first off, let's begin it like we usually do. It's currently Wednesday, May 29th at 7:30 p.m. CST. Hope you're all having a good one. Very busy day. A bit upset, or I was upset earlier because like I got home from work, and then all I was met with just schoolwork. And when I was done with schoolwork, I had to make dinner and then do chores. And I was like, it's supposed to be the summer. Yeah, but my panacea, my fix to all of that, was of course enjoying some art. So I actually started warming up without you guys, and I have to say I apologize. We'll actually go over here. It's kind of just a doodle and like me experimenting. We started over here, my usual box. Then I'm very happy with my ellipses today. Like, look at these. I'm not gonna lie. I think my ellipses were so good today because I've been just so defeated, and so like there's no wiggle in my arm. Like there's no like thing to jolt. It's just like, I'm weak to it, right? Um, it's not as depressing. It's not as severe as that, right? Um, I really wanted to draw today. Like that was probably the main thing I was thinking about all day, and I'm so glad and thankful that I have the opportunity and time to do so. Now following that, yeah, and then we did some more on this side too. As you can tell, a lot of it today was actually kind of different from my usual. It was merging and connecting stuff, and which leads into my next point, which was awesome mod Delano. Hopefully he sees this, or because I'd love to have him here as part of this. Shout out to Delano. Like I know I always shout out Delano because he's so awesome, but last night he messaged me. He was like, "Hey man, I get the tossing the paper thing, right? The my severe and almost incurable disease that is incurable is a bad word. Inconquerable? No, I don't know. It's defeatable, right? We don't want to make it seem too extreme. But he was like, "Hey, I get it." And he actually did it in such an awesome way too. A way that I'd get is he brought up Megami from JGK, and he was like, despite this, I know it's nerdy, but leave me alone, right? Despite the imperfection of his technique, he still eventually used it, and not only that, it was quite powerful. Rough around the edges, but it was, and undeniably, a great technique, right? And in that same way, whenever we come to art, we will draw things that we don't like. We will draw things that are imperfect. Oh, I just realized the timer's all wonky over there. I apologize. We'll draw things that are imperfect, ugly, gross, whatever you want to call it, and that's completely fine. Just we need to accept that. And Delano said this in much fewer words, and very kind, and very, what's it called? Like, making sure he wasn't stepping on any toes. Which he was not at all, and I'm super appreciative of how careful he was about it. Thankfully, despite my demeanor sometimes, I am very open to critique. Last night was rough, we made a lot of mistakes, and so, of course, Delano tiptoed around that. But, to many in a couple words, he encouraged me to start just putting out pages that are not okay, to stop abandoning them like this, because, I'm not gonna lie, it is somewhat common for people in the Drawbox community, from those who I've talked to, right, to do one or two, or sometimes even three pages, right? But the rate at which I've been abandoning pages just because of one flaw is excessive. And while it's okay to strive to be great, it's not okay to abandon work just because it doesn't go 100% to your plan. And so ironically, today we're going to be only doing one more page of this. And this is the last one, right? I'm not going to go to any other one. Unless, like, there's a major crazy, like, ink spills on the page, water spills, house catches on fire. We're going to stick with one page. And it's scary for me. I'm going to be honest. Sticking to one page and telling myself that is extremely scary, and I don't trust myself because I feel like I'll make a mistake and then hate the process. But kind of getting used to that is a big part of Drawbox, and that's something I need to learn and get used to, not only in art, but kind of in real life with perfectionism, right? So, officially here, I'm not going to say for every single Drawbox lesson, right? But for the rest, at least this demo, no more pages like that. Absolutely no more. I don't even technically want to return to the ones that we did, and we're like, okay, we'll save this one on the side. Like, what is that? We're not learning anything. I've kind of ignored the sanctity of the page in doing this, right? I've told myself, hey, the page doesn't matter. I can do as many attempts as I want, and that kind of stifles learning and education and problem solving and all that, because why critically think before you make a step when you could just do it and then see what comes of it, right? So yeah, a lot of words for just we're no longer doing that. And I know I say in the past, oh, no more, but we're being pretty serious right now. This is kind of as serious as I get right on this channel. And because I want to take my art education seriously. And Delano, I think Delano put it in like some freaking awesome words. Let's, I can't remember, was it? You have the potential to produce legendary work. So I say that honestly from artist to artist and as your friend. What a banger, okay? Like that, and I like in that moment I was like, this statement, this person right now helping critique me. We also, I should say, we never got in like a fight, right? Right? Like this was Delano literally coming up to me and being like, hey man, I want to see you do your best. And the way he went about it is just so fire. And he's playing 9 souls right now. I'm so jealous. I only told myself that I would get 9 souls once I finished the lesson 2 video. I'm actually really jealous. I'm really hyped for 9 souls. Delano got me hyped. But yeah, just super uber shout out to Delano for approaching that so kindly and so constructively. And so we're gonna take, you know, the effort he put into talking to me last night, and wanting to see me at my best, and we're gonna put that effort in today and the rest of our drawings, and we're gonna be as serious as we can about this, if not for my sake, for how awesome Delano is. So we're gonna do a warm-up of today, kind of an extension. I just want to do a couple more ellipses and stuff. I'm gonna keep it really simple. I don't really want to talk much today because I just do better when I don't talk, and I don't have much to talk about. I feel like I was complaining for the last 2 streams about job and school and stuff, which is okay. It's okay to complain, just you don't want to do it excessively or without reason, right? It's a pretty bad habit. So, yeah, we're gonna just keep it simple. We're gonna continue with some little experiments. These were all just kind of like, literally, like I can show you my thought process. Went from box to this, and like, okay, we're warmed up with all of our ellipses. So I started off with this. It looks quite familiar. And I was like, okay, I want to merge these two. And I was like, okay, let's do some contour lines. Why did they go wrong? I did this over here, just some experiment of like what the lines would look like. Over here, I tried merging 2 forms and realized the way I did the intersection of these two kind of changed the behavior of how this just ellipse feel. And then I did this. I just tried merging 2 sausage forms into a singular sphere, which went okay. It's not perfect, but it went pretty nice. Definitely should have been lower, right? This I just like literally was experimenting. I was like, oh yeah, there's that contour, talking about degrees shifting as they get further away. Also, this was a larger degree. I just forcibly shortened it for some odd reason, right? Because we're going around this entire very round thing, so we need a bit of a higher degree right there as well. And then just added some stuff on the side to experiment with like eyes and stuff. Did some, I kind of came up with like a bit of a sausage form idea over here, where I, what is it? Make a sausage and then go smaller or larger to kind of help myself control the size of these. And then I went over here and just started merging some more objects together. This sausage form, I wasn't really paying attention. This was right before the stream where I realized the timer was running down. I was like, oh shoot, I should probably start streaming now. So I like gave up and I went, what? But yeah, so my voice is already kind of shot. I haven't talked that much today. Actually, I have a lot. That's weird. Why is it getting shot right now? Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna do some warm-up. I found a new YouTuber that I really appreciate music-wise. Their name is Ending Credits. I highly recommend you give them a check out. It's very unique music, and I learned one thing that just made me appreciate them a lot more. And unique in a good way. It's like a very catered selection that I appreciate. They take the pictures, apparently for the back. I take all the background photos of these myself, which I find extremely impressive. Why does YouTube not let me go back? What? No. But yeah, I find it expressive because they're very pretty. We're also gonna change that. There we go. Yeah, I really love the music. It's very happy. It's very nice. Yeah, very loud because I don't know how to balance audio on my computer. I change it every day. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna keep it simple. Do another water break real quick before we get started, and yeah, let's get to it. Also, the stream schedule tomorrow may be a bit spotty. I'm not sure how it's going to happen because I'm going to hang out with a friend, which is a couple towns over, at night. Not at night, like at 5, because we're going to go grab dinner, all that good stuff. And so I'm not sure when we'll be done talking. He goes to another university very far away from where I live. And so getting the chance to talk is rare between us. So we always like making a big thing out of it. But yeah, I almost did a box out of instinct. But yeah, it's very meaningful that he takes time out of his very, very busy schedule to head back hometown and hang out. So yeah, I don't really know the plan. We're just gonna kind of mess around with ellipses and such. I kind of got the algorithm for it. Like this degree is really large right here based off this minor axis, so as long as we have a parallel minor axis, and then we trace it through here, or if you really want how you could do this, which I don't really recommend. Also, this is now technically impossible if we want it the same contour. But you find the ellipse here with the same minor axis that could connect to that, so it would go like that a bit. Like there, yeah. And also then again, this is a bit weird because this indicates that anything linear from it would be going in, linear from it, that's definitely not the right word. Kind of like in this direction, this is just kind of a guess, but something like this. And so the fact that this is over there is a bit off. Let's experiment with that a bit. So let's say we do a really close degree. Based off the center right there, right? I should ghost the entire thing, and then kind of like when I first started doing organic forms, and I actually didn't really critique someone, but I gave them some advice for lesson 2, and it's for the sausage forms. I said we wouldn't talk on that much on stream today. Now look at me. For these, for the contours specifically, the contour lines. Contour curves, sorry. We'll do. You want to ghost the entire thing at the beginning. So you get a feel for that entire degree. And then you only want to draw that. Now the problem that a lot of people encounter when beginning lesson 2 is that they make all the degrees the same despite them feeling like they should be different for the curves. Because they just don't have a good gauge of the form yet. That happened to me. Very common, but yeah, you want to be pretty expressive with these contour curves. And now that I have like a decent mental model of what's happening, I just feel like I'm tracing along the surface. I don't really feel that I'm making ellipses randomly in space. Was this minor axis off? Yes, very much. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about these things now. And that's how I want to get with a lot of my forms, is I want to feel like I'm just tracing along the surface. I don't want to feel like I have to put a shape somewhere to make the whole thing work. Anyways, back to this. So this is a relatively smaller degree, but it's kind of off the major axis of this. But that means I just have the feeling. I wonder what gives this indication of that things linearly should follow this way. Because I guess we're doing it kind of backwards. Where instead of putting forms together and then finding the contour that runs across both, we're defining a contour and then finding a place for a form for that contour to work. So now we're kind of doing this. See, it's just a bit weird, right? But instead, like doing... Let's do like a weird shape now. And then like right behind it, we'll do another one. We'll do a longer one. Now, following the minor axes of these both. And I guess maybe the minor axis of this, the major axis of this is important because this one doesn't really have a discernible minor and major axis, so you can kind of pick wherever. But since these two are just ellipses by nature on the 2D page, they will have minor axes, so it's much more noticeable where it should run across. And I guess the relative positioning, like if we make the contour line really far over here, which again, I guess we need to practice that a bit. Because yeah, that is definitely not on the major axis unless we curve it in like that along the way, right? But anyways, yeah, now we can, I guess, repeat the same thing. Yeah, something of the sort. We'll continue. I have an idea for this one. This one would be pretty fun. Not my best work though. I definitely need to calm down. So something like this. Bit of a weird pull trait there, but that's okay. What we're gonna do now is I want to add 2 forms to this in alignment with this. So what I'm gonna do, or just one form could even be the. There we go. Probably should have ghosted a lot more. That's somewhat more believable. I feel like the lack of precision in my lines though is kind of messing up that display, right? What if we do something like this? This would be fun. Now we could do a little bit of... Now this one's kind of looking straight on unless we go like this. So we have our center right there. And I guess, yeah, in this instance, these forms aren't really melding together unless I add something for it, which I could do a bit of a... like this. Like this is where they merge. And then we could have a this in front type of deal. And so with this one being in front, we can now still have this contour curve in front. But now I'm kind of getting the vibe that this jumps up like that. Yeah, from the center. Kind of getting this vibe now. Interesting. I think we shouldn't draw through our forms just to help kind of solidify what this feels like. So yeah, we'll do a bit of... I have really like just let my body feel loose and my ellipses are turning out. Like these two, I'd say were much better than what I've been doing so far. Let's do a tiny one. That wasn't very small, wasn't it? Let's make it kind of face us like this. Why does that look like it's facing this way? Like, if it was instead a bit more to the side like this. Or now technically like this, right? See, that would have been a lot better. Why is this one better? We did the cross section. Do I have ink on my hands? So this is a complete side view, right? So what would looks look like if we had this one right here? This album just completely changed its theme, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Very interesting. That's more like it. Anyways. Lost my rhythm. Jeez. There's back. That's very much inside each other. Oops. Anyways, yeah, so now if this is merged in there at that point, it's gonna kind of follow like this. It's gonna go from point to point, right? Because it's merged right there. So that means there's only just an ellipse right here where it's actually merged. So it either has to be right here. Yeah, this thing kind of lies, doesn't it? We need like a smaller degree ellipse that touches both of these. So it'd have to be like this, I guess. It's about a fourth, so we kind of actually nailed that a bit. Interesting. Yeah, because they should have been like aligned like that. Anyways, so we want this contour to run around it correctly, like that. Kind of going off instincts for this one. To me, that one doesn't feel right, doesn't it? But that feels better. Ish. That one could have been done much better. Jeez. Anyways. So it doesn't make sense that these wouldn't connect, right? It's one continuous line, so they have to connect. Leave a bit of just a comment there for ourselves. If we're gonna correct it, I'd do like this. And this a bit, just re-angle that. Man, I had such a good idea of it earlier, I guess I'm just kind of blanking right now. Trying to figure out what makes those things connect. What's the math behind that? I'm kind of seeing like this one coming at this one from above, so kind of like this. So that would be like this degree. Maybe that was a bit too much. Yeah, we were distracted by that one underneath it. Like so. And then we'll complete that one. And that feels like it should just go like this, and then we'll see a lot of the face. So if we're seeing a lot of the face, that means the tip of the degree is like the major axis is a bit more spun. And then if we did, this would have to be practically 90 degrees, right? So like so. And we do the same over here. They're a bit misaligned, but we're getting more of the gist there. So using my eye and then finding the ellipse, that's kind of weird. Like I just kind of look for what I feel and then find the ellipse that matches that, because I don't entirely know the system yet. We did a bit of analysis, right? It's gonna be messy, and I apologize for ruining this. Not ruining it, but you know, because this would be the major axis, right? Or the point where the major axis meets the contour of the sphere. Why does that work? How does that work? Should that work like that? I'm not too worried about time today. Just kind of want to enjoy drawing. Which thankfully is the easiest thing I've done today. Now what if, call me crazy, ironically, kind of wanted that one to be larger. I didn't do it successfully, but in the same way, it turned out pretty good, so. So doing that in reverse proved that, oh my gosh. Cool. Had to check on the YouTube stuff, just making sure we're streaming. I always fear that one time. But yeah, we proved that, ellipses with the same minor axis, a parallel minor axis, and back to collinear minor axis will have the direct same line. And then, of course, they'll be in the same orientation with that green one, the y-axis, but I'm not too concerned with that. So whenever we think, I guess at this point, of changing, I guess the changing the degree. So whenever we think, and this is highly technical, I'm not really gonna think of our little guy this way. Whenever we think of our little guy, here's the axis where he exists. Here's the head, or cranium. Here's the thorax, and back here's the abdomen. And all of them have a certain, you know, he's looking to the side mainly, so I guess like this. It's technically larger, right? And then from that strange little orientation, I'm not sure if these have to be 90 degrees to each other at all times. Or, you know, like orthogonal in the 3D space that we've created. Because this is supposed to be coming at us. I'm just really not imagining that right now. I feel like it's... Anyways, what we'll do now is we have one part of the sphere right here. We have this guy. Finally, we have the tail thing over here, the abdomen. And then from that head, which is awfully high degree, but we'll try our best. Because if I'm imagining this, I guess it has to pass at this point if it wants to go under, right? Does it? No, wait, no, it doesn't. That's silly. So this indicates how much we're trying. Currently, it's like right at us, but this indicates how much we're turning like this the entire thing. So we're kind of looking like at this. This is I'm doing a circle, by the way, but up there it's an ellipse, right? And like the more I do this, right, it's more of an ellipse, and then we're turning it more away. That's where my fingers meet, is where the ellipse is going to be. So that's increasing the degree of this ellipse. So he's going to be kind of looking forward. This is supposed to be much further over here, so we'll do. This is just a mock-up, but I think it's going to turn out pretty interesting. Not good, really, but interesting. Now, for the moment of truth. Did that mess up? Yeah, a tiny bit, but it's okay. But, oh wait, wrong one. Oops. Well. Yeah, oopsies. But yeah. Interesting. So that's kind of our mental model, right? Thicken this one up. Cool. Okay, so we have a general idea of how these work now. And at the end of the day, the best we can do is just try our best on this final one. Remember, we have our rule. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. For those who are watching now, live, or in the past, right? Please go to the start of the video. I'll actually mark it where I talk about the awesome stuff that Delano told me the other day. Kind of pushing me forward to be my best, our best, right? Because he's born of that mentality, right? Trying to help more people. So yeah, let's do it. We're gonna take a quick water break in our very final, not even attempt. We're not gonna even call it an attempt because we're just gonna do it, right? Take a quick water break and we'll be right back, guys. Cool stuff. Let's do it. I think my just journey trying to stray away from Uncomfy's work is a not bad mentality, just I think we're not ready enough yet, right? So without any further ado, let us do our best. Remember, yeah, there won't be much commentary to this one. It's just gonna be us kind of doing it, right? Oh my god, sorry. Very tired. Lots of doing. Man, this stream has went by fast. Let's have some fun. So, let's pull up Pure F here. For those who are scared of bugs or creepy crawlies, this guy isn't necessarily creepy in my opinion. He could be to yours, so this is your warning to tune off now if he does freak you out. 3, 2, 1. Here's our little guy. I don't think he's too creepy. May scare some though. Always want to be mindful of that, right? Given both this and Uncomfy's construction, we want to recreate this to the best of our abilities. We start with 3 forms, the main torso, then the back mass, right? We'd rather go smaller than larger because we always have the skirt on top of it. We want to measure everything inside in terms of the head. Nothing has to be perfect, right? But we want to try, you know, to get the proportions near to what it is. We don't want an obnoxiously large thorax and all that. And there's some, you know, not blatant errors sound so mean, but like just differences that Uncomfy took in his compared to the real thing, and we'll do the same. In my opinion, his just looks better than the real one, so let's try our best here. Composition-wise, if we look at our little guy, we can note that if we want to fit his whole body in here, this is 1 head's length. And remember, we're measuring the cranium. We're going to go up a head's length, and we need about almost 2.5 to 3 head's lengths above, or head diameters, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it head lengths. And then 1 right here, 1 right here, 1 right here, 3 below, maybe a little bit more. So probably 6 total, right? If we include that half and add the half down here. And then 7 right here. So 7 nets for the page. So we want to be able to fit 7. So that means if we fit this head in the center of the page, we want to fit 3 on top, 3 on bottom, even though that's not directly how it's going to work, but it should give us enough room. So if we place our head near the center of the page, we should be good. And then head-wise, if we do this head, 1 right here, 2 over here, and then 1 right here, 2 for the main torso, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 3.5 over here. So that's practically 4. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So we have a weirdly 7 by 7 little guy. Is that completely true? No. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, sorry. Another 2. So that's 9 by 7. My apologies. And of course that's with rounding. So, and our guy is at the 3rd mark. So we don't want to be entirely in the center of the page, but we want to be pretty near it because we can fit a lot of the butt in there, right? The abdomen, I should say. So yeah. Without any further ado, it is kind of scary, but in the spirit of Delano, we're going to try our best here. Very good circle. Bit small, but that's okay. Next, we want to do the torso of it. The torso is going to be angled such that we're kind of establishing with the minor axis of this what the entire angle of the body is. So we're right here compared to this line, right? We're over here, kind of poking through that. So if we want an ellipse, we want to do it like this. It's going to be smaller because we want to add this padding on top, so we don't want anything too crazy. Lower degree, it's about 2 heads lengths still, so we'll do probably about this. And we just have to make sure the minor axis of this aligns with what we actually want. And also note that the minor axis is going to leave a larger angle here than over here compared to this, right? Depending on our angle of approach. Like if we, whatever major axis we do over here, if we made that tangent over here, one angle will be larger than the other. So not truly tangent, is it? No, it is tangent, just, you know, it has to touch the circle at only one point. If that's completely... Oh, but if it's at one point, then wouldn't it be the same angle on both sides at all times? Yeah. Ugh. So it won't be totally like that. Let's see. Make sure all the YouTube stuff is good. Cool. Also going over here, we'll keep Uncomfy's little guy right next to it, so I don't have to keep referencing, doing all that silly stuff. But yeah, so see, notice how the major axis goes like this. This one's actually a bit off compared to that one. Look at that, and you never even noticed. There's probably a reason for that that I have yet to understand. Cool. What we're gonna do, sorry, I'm messing with stuff on my desktop right now. I had a picture of a funny little bug earlier. We may draw him one day. It's a little green beetle. There's no way that's the actual name, just a little green beetle. So literal, I love it. Anyways, so yeah, our major axis is going to be somewhat different. It's just going to be a generally larger body piece. So something like that. That is... Not really at all what I wanted, isn't it? How can we change this to be how we want it? That is a huge issue. And right as like, oh my gosh, guys. Right as I said all that stuff about Delano helping me, right? I'm just trying to think of how we salvage this. It's just the degree is completely off, and that's the huge issue. We made the, I really don't want to redo this after we had that whole spiel, but it's like such a simple fix. I'm going to continue with it, but let's see how bad it is. Let's see what we're working with, right? One of those type deals. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's a pretty hard one to fix, isn't it? It just should have been like that. Just the angle changed ever so slightly. Anyways. That's not even completely moved forward. Oh, jeez. How do we fix this? Because, like, I know it's like so cheating if I just say, oh, well, that's the end, right? Like, we'll redo it right there. Because, like, if I call this a minor mistake that's worth redoing the entire thing is, where do I set that boundary, right? It's the second line on the page, and I've already technically messed it up, right? Um, we'll continue on trying our best, right? Oh, it's so just badly shaped. Yeah, this one would have been aligned perfectly if we just did a better one right there. Jeez, okay. Now we ought to do, so yeah, we have our major forms. Now what we ought to do is, I'm gonna change out my pin too, because the fact that it's just bleeding like that, or not even bleeding, just dying at the beginning like that is quite annoying. There we go. Yeah, so, from there, we have to kind of decorate our form, right? Move this little guy over. We'll start with the contours, and then we'll add everything else to it. So, we want to expose a lot of the head, right? But first we'll do the little mouth thing. The mouth thing is near the front. It's like right here-ish. It's, as you'll note, actually this is pretty aligned with it, but it goes like over here a bit. Let's do... something of that sort. And over here we'll have this wider degree, indicating the top of the head. It's pretty solid. And our center form. Yeah, and here's the big issue is how do we... Oh, geez, how do we do a... I don't know how to do a line through that. It's just so not good. There's not really any good salvaging that. I'll try. And this one's gonna go through that point and then back there. Man, everything is so good except for that middle one. Let's continue. We'll try to do the little nose now. This one always kills me, but we'll try our best, right? For the nose, we just go down here and we add our little form, kind of like this. Like so. And then we have our joining of these two, right? And then, of course, we have the little nose thing. Jeez. And then next, I believe we add the skirt to it. The skirt, we need to make sure it's round enough, right? We also have like the little shoulder pad thing right here, which we could actually try to do. Like so. And then we have the rest of the skirt, larger degree, remember. We go out a bit. Follow that same major axis that this one has, minor axis. Go around. I think about right here would be perfect. We're going to connect these. Like so. Kind of missed it right there, that's okay. We'll add another contour in the middle of it. Remember, we want this to be still a pretty big degree, and we want it to follow the minor axis of both of these. Minor axis, yep. Oops. Yeah, and this one... That's okay. We'll do the eye forms now. The eyes are a bit interesting because we get to offer... We just have to put them on the side here. Kind of a tiny bit above the center of the sphere, like out here. But before we do that, I think we should just start with the forms that hold them. And it's always tricky because there's this line that confuses me, but I kind of just see this right here immediately. And I want to add that to the form. Kind of establish what's actually on there, right? Kind of paste it on. So we'll do this. We'll go like this. And then what we're going to start seeing is while it's on the form, we're going to start actually seeing it raise and take out. So it's going to kind of go like this a bit. And then we have our main eye right here from the socket. It's pretty large. It goes about like probably this size. And sits just outside the head. Nice. And then we have the form that actually connects it and goes around it like this. And then behind that, or kind of connecting to it, we have this and then going in. So it goes like this, and then, you see the form that's out, but it eventually goes in. Like so. Perfect. That turned out pretty well. All we're hating truly right now is just the... Oh, geez, I don't know what happened, guys. And so now what we're going to do over here is we're going to put the eye on the other side, right? They are a tiny bit up. We're going to see the side of it. Mainly just see the eye bulge out. It's going to be closer to the head on this side, right? Or just perspective-wise. The eyeball will be like tangent to the circle. So yeah, I am imagining it like right here. Maybe a tiny bit higher. Tiny bit smaller than that one. Yep. And then we're going to kind of meet the form around it. So the form's going to start a bit lower down here. Then goes up to the eye and then goes around it like this. Probably should have done more halfway through it, right? And then we go around and then back, and it's a bit larger on that side, so go around and then back. Cool. And we could stress, less ink is more though, but I would want to stress that edge right there. And then while this one's a bit long, we can still, yeah, it should have been a bit wider, right? We can still emphasize the little antenna connections right there. Yeah. Cool. But the next part, I believe, the next step is to add our little leg holes where we want to put our legs on the form. This is where this construction kind of hurts us because, yeah, I mean, look at that. It's not perfect. But that was kind of the objective, right? So we just want the areas where we'll put our legs. I'm kind of actually imagining like this. How into the world would it be if I drew over this? I can see it so vividly. Whatever. Ah. This is what pains me so much because I know the correct solution now. I may just say ball, you know? I think we just missed. Okay, wait. Dang it! Why did I do that? Let's continue. Let's just keep marching. We'll see what happens, right? So yeah, now we just need to fill up the legs here. Last time we had the legs too spread apart because our sausage form in the center was a bit too large. So we'll fix that up now by doing large enough leg holes, right? We want them to just kind of wrap around. So enough for 3 that are somewhat close to each other. So we'll make it a bit larger over here. Cool. And then we have this one over here, which is kind of like just on the polar opposite side. We have them doing the same thing. Nice. Okay, I'm kind of happy we did this one, even though that's just blatantly wrong, right? We'll see what we can do about it. And now we have our sausage forms. This is a pretty tricky one, a pretty scary one. But we'll try our best to estimate it, right? Basically, we want a sausage form right here that we know will also overlap the one right here. It goes about past the head, lands near the center of this, so it'll go about this far. And definitely curves a lot to the right. We want to keep with a pretty simple and uncomplicated path right here. So we're gonna go down here like this. Nice, there's a bit of a weird turn, but we'll be mindful of it. Go like that. And I think that kind of makes it actually look like it's going towards us, so there's a happy accident right there. I like it. And then we have this arm that curls down, goes down. These all are about, this one's about a head's length size, so it's actually going to be quite large compared to how we feel about it. And then this one's going to curl like this. Actually pretty simple, so let's not overcomplicate it, right? We're going to go out. Yeah, it was a bit misshapen, but it's okay. Was it about a head's length? It was a bit over. It's okay though. And then we have the main claw, which is going to be just one more. Same shape. We're going to go down like this. We'll try to have a more consistent size to it. It was okay. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's okay. Yeah, it does have a weird... I mean, it kind of keeps that shape going, but yeah. I wouldn't lie if I said I am not rushing this, just I'm less strict right now, I guess. And then we have this next one going up, and it's kind of really short how fast it's going. It's just going like this. So it's going to end right at this joint as well, kind of just over here to the right? So we're going to see this. Bit chunkier just because of the size we started with, right? And then this one's gonna really merge over a lot of that, and we have this bending outwards motion again. So this bending outwards, we're gonna have this V negative space between these. So we're gonna have kind of something like that. And then finally we have this one down here as it kind of disappears away. And it definitely lands about right here. So we're gonna do this kind of. Same shape, same everything, so... Okay, that was way too large. Oh, jeez. Whatever. Let's continue. That's my new tone right now, whatever. Cool. And then we're gonna bend over here. This one lands kind of right at where the skirt begins. Which doesn't align to our new form, but who cares? So yeah, we're gonna go about, like, right over here, I think. Cool. And then we have this longer one that goes pretty far back, maybe to the midpoint over here of this. So this, and it's going to go like that. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, wait. I followed Uncomfy's a bit more than I should have, because that space. And then finally we have this one that goes kind of straight down. Yeah, very, very chunky claws. Anyways. Yeah, geez, whatever. We're not going to stress too much about it, right? Let me go over here. And we kind of do the same. Much smaller, right? We're over here now. It's further away. We're going to land, I think, right where the eye is. So like this a bit. Very good. I like that one. And then this one, it gets chunky. And we definitely have this arch over. And it still arches, but it's like this. So. Very, very nice. I'm very happy with that one. That one turned out really well. And then finally we have the small little bean one up here that's pointed kind of away, and it's going to continue this motion. The better ones I've used my wrist for to kind of adjust, which I know is illegal and awful and evil, but I digress. And then these, Uncomfy actually simplified to only 2 forms, and I'm totally for that. So this one definitely moves a tiny bit away from us and goes in. There we go. And then we have this one that bends over here. It's more of just a solid form, tiny bit of a bend up there, so it's going to be like this. Very nice. And then finally, this one over here, which we're going to keep simple. We know the legs underneath and kind of only ends right there. So we'll kind of keep that shape going. And then overlapping that, we have our final one. Very nice. Oh god, they're so chunky down there. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, I think I kind of failed in the size of this guy. I kind of wish I did like a thing right there for the construction. But it's whatever. Anyways, next part is adding our little antenna. This will kind of round out the face, hopefully. So we want to start out with a tinier form over here on the cheek. Just kind of going like this. And then we would want to do the same up here because we want to imply that it goes up on the cheek. Kind of keep it symmetrical. And then we have this lower form over here. I like that. This is kind of like the starting point, right? And then we have the part that joins back to the face. So we'll kind of indicate those are separate forms. We'll do the same thing over here. Yeah, this one, this whole thing is kind of just a little jump out. It's like I see this shape and then it kind of cuts and curls in like that. Cool. And then what Uncomfy did with this is he actually didn't do sausage forms. He just did a line to indicate where the thing lands. So it lands about like right here, I'd say. It still curves inwards, but it's not too crazy, so it's a bit like this, right? And then this one kind of goes up and then over, so it kind of goes like this, or like down and then over quickly, kind of like that. And then we have a couple forms in there. So we have this larger one right here. Then we have the one that follows it, and we'll just kind of chain these. And they do get a bit smaller. You have the tiny little, almost sausage form on the top. Then we have this one down here, where we have this big ol' form. Actually, you do have like this like little organic piece that I'm going to add to it because I feel like it. And we have these. So we have a pretty big one. And then there's only like 4 here, and then we get smaller. And we get smaller. And we get really small. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. And then also, we add the little spine to the butt. Little pokey thing. Not sure what that is, but it's there. Uncomfy actually kept this one really simple, but what we're going to do is we're going to, we at least want the shape there, right? We want it to continue off. But I also kind of want like the connection to it, the like this little, there. And then it doesn't go really pokey at all. It just kind of forms out like this. And then this part meets up with it. Like so. That's a bit too curved. More ink won't fix it though. Come on, Cav. With your tendencies. And now the next part is to add a bit of a shell around our centerpiece right here. I just remembered what our mistake was. Oopsies. Anyways, let's march on, right? We're kind of blazing through this. Maybe we'll do 2 for the sake of it, right? No. So yeah, here we'll add our skirt for this one and kind of our like the connecting thing. So we have like the skirt right here that exists. We don't even really need to add it because I can kind of see the forms already just sitting on top of this. And And then we have this connecting plate that kind of goes between both of them. And yeah, but also we should emphasize that there is a line here. Uncomfy talked about this. A line in which these like little plates land. Actually, I don't really see it right here. I see it over here. But Uncomfy did one right here, one kind of pseudo in the middle, even though I think this is actually just the side, so there's no middle line, there's only these two. But we're going to do it how Uncomfy did it. Are we? No, I disagree. We're going to do it... Well, actually, no, because of the way we set up our construction, we can't see far on that side because it's not wide enough. So yeah, the body is a bit twisted in this version. Twisted and evil. Okay, sorry. So yeah, we'll do this first little plate. As you can see it bend in from the head, the back of the head, which also has this taper, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So we have this bend that goes kind of just out here. And then we have that. So we're going to go from the head, kind of right here. And then we want to end going around. This one ends right in the middle of the eye, over the leg. We're going to bend it around the leg because we have to kind of hide that joint, right? And we end like right here, and then we'll curve around. So, actually, no, we'll go with the body. So, like that. And then we're going to just kind of go around. There's not really any discernible features to it, so we're just going to kind of go... And we'll thicken it up when we need to, but I'm not going to worry about that too much right now because we're going to do our next one. This is the secondary plate, and we still have this part jutting out, but it's not going to be as prominent, right? It's going to go like right here. Probably should have emphasized like a gap between them. And then it lands down here, and I want to actually really emphasize a gap down here, so we're going to do like that and this. And it's going to land right there-ish. Perfect. Nice. This doesn't really have that bulge kind of feel to it, but I think as we go further, it'll be better. And then we have this kind of middle plate that goes up here. I still see a third one, so we're going to add just that right there. And it's going to kind of extend right. Nice. And then we have this one, which is going up, and this is kind of our first flap to the back. And it ignores a bit of that midline that Uncomfy's talking about. So yeah, we have this part that's pretty like this, and then jumps around to like right here probably. Yeah, that was a bit too flared, wasn't it? Oops. Yeah, that was a bit of a... More ink won't fix it though, Cav. Cool. And now we have the next part. This part definitely goes upright. And we want to emphasize that this is a curl now more than anything. And we actually have this midline that we have to worry about. Let's draw that in. Where I feel like it's going to go a bit like this. It's definitely going to follow the curve, but it's going to be... probably a bit like that. And now it's actually in the middle of everything, so we should like... Yeah, there we go. This one, we're going to go like this, go out, and then curl in. It shouldn't have been that high, it should have been lower like this, because it's still wrapping around. And that we want to really curl in. Yeah, because this is getting really messy, guys. Yeah, that should have been much, much smaller. You know what, since we already did it once, we're going to do it twice. No one can stop us. Just kidding, Uncomfy can, but... and all the TAs, but... we're going to continue trying our best, right? Cool. We're going to continue again. We're going to do this one. We're going to jump out. Keep it small, because remember, we're wrapping around, and then we're going to land in. I might kind of just do it all for over here, kind of copying our guy as we go deeper and deeper. We have they do get larger. We have one right here, and then one more kind of tailing it all off, where we go like this, and then kind of curl it in. Still should have been smaller over there, but I don't think this one's as egregious. And then finally, we have that final one right here. I'm not totally seeing this, but like my head S3D, but we're gonna keep marching through. We also have this center one that we need to pay attention to, that goes around kind of like this. And just keep kind of bubbling them along. I can get this side a bit more 3D, but I can't really see that other side. Let's start reinforcing these up here before we lose track of them as well. I am not happy with this, I gotta admit, but we march on. Don't want to over ink it. That line is really confusing, but it's okay. And we have the little butt, and the little butt. We do have more of these connecting areas, so we can go like kind of like this and then around. Then follow it again. And then just kind of taper it all together, right? Cool. And then we have what I think is next, we add the little pincers and stuff to the legs. So it will follow. Leg-wise, we have these little forms we add to them. Let's start with the hardest ones down here. So yeah, this one, this is like this claw. So this form ends here. And so yeah, this is how it curls. And like right here we add one, and then have the rest of it down there, but that's way too far. Uncomfy, turn the sausage, and he did a bit strange. Oh, this is the entire, okay. Interesting. So yeah, right here we have this, it curls around and then in, kind of like that. And then we have the claw to it. Like so. And definitely curls over it, so we want to emphasize that, right? And then down here, we do have these like little platelets between them. So this one's bending over, so we kind of have like this going on, and then kind of that separation. And then at the end of that one, we have another one which kind of starts right here, and the degree is pretty solid right there. And then we add this form right here, which I'm just gonna do a kind of simple, nothing too intrusive, kind of like that, to it. And then we add the claw to that at the bottom, and it definitely curls inwards like this, and then curls back like that. Cool. We do the same over here. This one's bending away from us, so we want to kind of emphasize that. This one's definitely on top right here. We're merging it like that. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Am I? I kind of want to, not gonna lie. Because like right here, yeah, this is where the intersect. This one, yeah, aiming downwards, so we want to kind of emphasize, like, add a form. Kind of like that, that's what I'm seeing, and then finally the claw away from that. And then we have the hand form right here too, which once again is like an additive form. And it's bending kind of, yeah, oh, close to us like this. And then we have the platelet, which I'll just like put, or platelet, I don't know what to call it, just like the thing that is the plate. And then yeah, the leg is definitely like meeting right here. So we have like this part coming up, this part going in here. Sorry, you guys can't see much of that. Cool. And then we continue it down here. This one's really far away from us. So like I said, we have this additive form down here, which kind of continues like a knuckle. Almost, that's kind of how I see it. And then perfect. I really like that. And then of course we continue to like bend the claw this direction, right? It's much thinner, but also it is further away. Should have probably added a form right there between it. We have the it's kind of going up like this, so I want to kind of capture that and just add the fact that it's, you know, separate form of it, right? Like this. And then of course right there we have the claw, which is actually on the inside. Oh wait, no, I see it right here. So we want to add that like cool. And then this one looks like most of this is taking over, right? Cool. We'll go up here. We don't see those, so we just have to deal with this one. This one, we see a lot of that extra form down here. So this is kind of the sausage that the claw is coming off of up here. So we'll kind of add like... I kind of see like this right there to it. I don't know, I just like that form. And then we have like this thing, which gives us in turn like it's like this kind of part of the crustacean. I don't know. And then we have this part of the claw. There we go. And then the rest of the legs we can kind of look at and say, hey, where does it overlap? Kind of looks like this one is intercepting there. Doesn't, yeah, they don't really have anything special over that. Sad little leg, I'm sorry. Wish I could do more cool texture stuff to you guys, but that's about all I'm capable of. And yeah, so we're gonna kind of just outline and pick everything now and texture it. Gonna change what I'm referencing. Cool. So yeah, this is where we can actually start molding the head too. I didn't realize until now that our nose is a bit small, so we can add like something like this, maybe like a cool little thing to make it feel round. We can add the little connections to the back of the head, which actually does go like this over it. Cool. Emphasize like this kind of goes over. Same thing here. Remember that curve we were talking about between those? It's very important. It does have like little pokies on the antenna, right? So we could add those, just like little, just kind of splaying out like that. I want to play Darkwood again. I don't know why that just came to my head, but yeah, I want to do that again. Fun game. I think the word splay, I don't know, that's a game where I'd expect, I think I got it from Ultra Kill, but like the word splayed and gored, I don't know. Or maybe it was what's the dude who does video essays? Oh my gosh, he recently made a documentary about, or not even a documentary, but one of his awesome video essays, that's the word, about art for nobody. Jacob Geller, I believe that's his name. Excellent, awesome critique. I don't even know what to call him, like a critique. So one who critiques. I don't know the name. But yeah, excellent, you know, source for learning about art and different opinions of art and how those interact together. Let's see, this one definitely kind of intersects like this. We go like that. This one's going to kind of go over like that, I've decided. Don't want to touch too much over there in that back, right? Cool. So we'll just reinforce different parts of the leg. There we go. We do have this part of the leg, so we can like emphasize it's kind of going down a bit like this. Go out, get back in. Remember that silhouette that we talked about? That's very important. And since this leg is going back, we want to emphasize that with this cross section. Cool. Want to emphasize that this is above, right? Cool. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of continue adding that weight to everything in front. Don't really want to add more weight to the sharper things, because that just kind of flicks the line weight, right? Doesn't make it necessarily better. Cool. As you guys can tell, I'm not too happy with this one. Really happy, but we learned a lot, and I hope we made Delano proud, in the sense that we did not abandon our work. We stick to the same page. We stuck to the same page. That's a better way of stating it, right? I will add a bit of the actual cast shadows now and stuff. I'm not a fan of, what's it called? Hatching. I'm not too sure if I like that or not. And so I probably won't use it, right? Like that thing that turned into hatching kind of sold me, because like I was trying to fill it in, and then I realized, wait, that kind of looks good. And so I don't think we will. We made it work somehow. Hey, Delano! Yes, oh my gosh, when did you send that? I'm so sorry, I've been like so focused on this. Please don't tell me I've been gone for long, mentally gone for long. 52? Okay, only a minute, thank goodness. Delano, I would recommend you look at the start of the stream, because I kind of go over it there, but we committed. We went with one page, and we locked in. I'm not happy with many of the things that happened here. If you look at this line, this was actually the original torso. I literally just drew over it. Same thing with this line, I just drew over it. I know that's not necessarily good or with, in alignment with Drawbox ideologies, but if it forces me to finish it, accept my mistakes and stuff, so be it, right? We started with the same page and we ended with the same page. I talked earlier in the stream about how helpful and very, very aware you were earlier. I'll restate it if needed, right? But you were extremely, extremely helpful yesterday, and inspiring is like a very heavy word for it, right? I mean, you did inspire me just to be better in this sense. Yeah, no need, right? It's not a chore or anything. But yeah, you talking to me yesterday, I really thought, and I was like, you know what, if I want to get the most out of Drawbox, and Delano knows what he's doing, I mean, look at his progress, right? It is best for me to align with that mindset. And while there were many mistakes here, and I even said it earlier, which I think is just the source of my anger with a lot of these, which is not even anger, just how upset I get, right? Is, I know the solution, let me redo it. I think that's what killed me, right? That's what upsets me a bit, is I just want to redo it. I now know the solution, which just isn't how this works. But from that, I learned a lot. I tried a lot, and I wouldn't have gotten as far without that. So, and I gotta drop that video. Oh yeah. The honestly, Delano, I'm so sorry to say, I just realized now, like I was like, oh, I need to respond to him because I'm like, I'm not mad or anything. I really appreciate like what you've said. I never watched the Megami video, but I'm pretty sure I mean I've seen it. I think. Yeah, no, okay, I've seen it. Yeah, okay, cool. I like didn't click on it. I was like, oh, Mega Me, I've seen this clip. Which, yeah, still fire though. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it just jump scared me. I accidentally clicked on it. Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. Anyways, yeah. Solid video, solid all of that as per usual, Delano with the bangers. But yeah, no. Pleasantly surprised. Not at all like super proud. But we're here. You should, but I gotta drop a video about artists being like Mega Me. Oh shoot! Oh, you gotta drop. Okay, I was gonna say, dude, for sure, we'll sponsor it. We'll have a premiere for it on here. Drop it on the Delano channel, man. But yeah, we'll drop it and the lesson 2 video at the same time. And I'll make sure in the lesson 4 video to link that because I think that's solid. It's I don't know, I was really interested in Taoism for a while. And I'm not sure if it's with what the Tao says, because I love like comparing my mindset to other philosophies and stuff. I'm a nerd, sorry. And I wonder what the Tao says about that, because like I love the idea of the uncarved block, and you know, in its raw state of both potential yet not needing anything be done to it, just being, right? The idea of that. Anyways, I'm probably like misinterpreting a lot of it. Or the idea of wabi-sabi from and I know I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, from Japan. Embracing imperfection, what is natural. I wouldn't really consider drawing natural, right? Because it's a loose and almost gross interpretation of what ought to be. But I think regardless of what drawing is or isn't, my interpretation of art, I shouldn't strive for perfection, because that's just not there. It's not to be found. There is no perfection in art, and we pursue art because we want to communicate our ideas and feelings and all that. So, to say that as like you want a perfect form of communication, you want to be understood intently and perfectly. And so in that sense, yeah, maybe I didn't capture louseness properly here. I didn't communicate that well enough. But that claim that I pursue this for the purpose of expressing myself, when in reality I'm pursuing this right now to learn how to express myself better through art. So yeah, let's do a final review. Let's see. I'm actually kind of curious about something real quick about the homework for lesson 4. Is it like, because this is my get out of jail free card. 4 pages of insect arachnid drawings that are purely constructional, and then 6 pages of insect arachnid drawings that can go to texture detail. And okay, so we will be venturing out on our own, so there will be opportunities not to redo. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. There's many errors, many things that could have been improved, scale-wise and all that. Let's do our little comparison of our friend. I'm very glad with the warm-up I did earlier today. I'm actually really happy with that, and I'm happy with how the legs turned out a lot, because I feel like the legs, I actually understood where they're going in the form a lot better. Like, look at this, like it kind of rotates. I feel like the legs were the best part. The skirt over here, I wasn't imagining it wrapping around properly, and you can definitely tell the height of this one right here, and the one I corrected over there, that just didn't happen properly, and I added too much ink to try to fill that in. Whoops. And then, yeah, this one, I didn't imagine that wrapping around properly. And then, yeah, these lines in the center are just not confident, pretty bad. So I'll claim that I made the head, legs, and that's practically about it. The likeness. Oh, goodness. Oh, shoot. Are we back? Okay, I think we're back. Hopefully. My internet's been going out a lot recently. I have literally no clue why. It is kind of annoying, but anyways, let's connect. May need to rotate our friend a tiny bit, but not perfect at all. I'm gonna just match the head with everything. Not really worry about the rest of the body. So yeah, scale-wise, pretty trash. Not gonna lie. Trying to match up the eyes. That's all I care about right now. Get those little boogers. I don't know what's been with my vocabulary recently. I got made fun of at work today for saying cool beans, but I'm okay with being made fun of for saying cool beans. Perfect. Okay. So, yep, legs are misaligned. This is the wrong size in the wrong direction. Legs are misaligned over here and in the wrong direction. But did we today capture lousiness? That's what I'm gonna call it, like the idea of the louse, and I think we did. As a review, somehow we just really just messed up the torso, and we actually redrew it, which is not in alignment with Drawbox ideology, but I was so distraught and it was so incorrect, like vastly incorrect, that keeping it would hinder me to a degree that, you know, was wrong. And then yep, and then failure to wrap that around properly, just visualize it. I think legs, we did an excellent job. Scaling and stuff, I kind of took my own creative liberties, I'm not gonna lie. And antennas I'm okay with, eyes I'm okay with. I wish they were a bit larger. The nose is definitely something that should have been much larger. I was just too scared initially to put something like that on the page. We over-inked a couple portions of it trying to hide stuff, just mainly that, and these. I think this turned out okay. The hatching was a bit weird because I didn't decide fully like which I wanted to do hatching or not on. And so that was a bit of a bad point there. But yeah, no more ink. I almost opened my pen to add more, but I think we're gonna leave it here. Not my best work, but it is work, and we definitely learned a lot from this one. And I think the most important thing we learned is we need to be a tiny bit more like Megami, in the sense that that's how we get better. Nothing will reach perfection. We will never be perfect. And even if we convince ourselves, oh, I'm not going for perfection, I'm just going for my best. You've done your best already. If you legitimately thought about it, and I'm talking to myself, right? Cav, you know, you've done your best already, Cav. You've thought about it. You took no shortcuts, and you did that, so no stress. You're here to do your best, and your best isn't perfect. So stop aiming for perfection, right? That being said, thank you all for watching. We may or may not be streaming tomorrow. We'll see if I catch up to it. It may be a later stream, like 8:30 maybe. Or a break could be nice. Who knows, right? We'll just see. I'm going out to on the town with my friend. We're just going to a ramen shop. Nothing too crazy. Maybe getting boba after. But yeah, so with that being said, thank you everybody for watching. Delano, super special thanks to you. If you want any help editing, writing, or doing anything with that Megami video, please let me know, because I would love to help you with that. Because I think that's a brilliant idea, and it's a good way to, you know, put it into an intelligible form, how you should expect to not only draw, but Drawbox. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been a heck of a night, and yeah, bye for now.